Welcome back to another video. I'm Joe. I hope you guys are having a great Monday. On this one, I wanted to test out the Esee that I picked up not too long ago, test it out on some wood processing type chores and see how she handles feather sticking, batoning, and getting a fire going. But before I got going on that, I wanted to thank each and every one of you for all your support, the comments that have been rolling in, the subscriptions. I really do appreciate you guys stopping by, watching my content. And for those of you that are questioning why I'm reviewing a lot of my gear in the backyard and not taking it out into a real world situation and try them out there, is I'm not able to at this time with the way my schedule is. But when I get around to it, I'm definitely gonna be taking all the gear I've been showing you, fire starters, knives, and whatnot, and bringing them out there, showing you how they work, and definitely we will be approaching that at a later date and time. All right, let's get started. So obviously for this test, we'll be using the Esee, an Arcadia ferro rod. Make sure we can get a fire going with the spine of the knife. And also I would recommend a pair of gloves to protect your hands, but that's completely up to you. We can start off with a edge test. I'm gonna start by batoning this one. This is a pretty long piece of wood, but it should be able to handle it. Definitely notice that some of the green is coming off on the wood, but that's expected. It's definitely getting right through that wood though. And it's still holding an edge. Let's try this. All right, let's see how she takes to a ferro rod. We're not going to use a scraper for this one. I'm just going to use the spine of the knife. Something I don't particularly like to do, but demonstration purposes and to find out what this knife can really keep up with, I'd like to test that out. So this spine is definitely not fire steel compatible. It won't even attempt to scrape the ferro rod, so that's a fail. You can fix that by taking a file and filing down a spot on top of your knife. And a lot of people modify their knives, but in my opinion, I don't like to modify my knives. This is a camping-based type of knife, and I think Esee could have, kept the thought of having something a little more sharp, a little 90-degree area on top of there to be able to take to a ferro rod. And I'm definitely not going to use a blade, which would work. I'm going to push this stuff aside, but I am going to go ahead and test it out on this piece of fat wood, see if I can't get some fine shavings from the spine of the knife. And that does seem to work. Again, very difficult. It tends to want to just slide right off. It's real slick. And a filing job on top would fix that, but I don't like to do that with my knives. See if we can't get a couple little shavings off. And I would definitely say in a pinch, you can use the blade to create that spark, but ultimately you're gonna damage your blade. So that's something to think about when you get one of these. A knife I would recommend, an awesome knife, and I think she's gonna handle just fine taking her out camping and processing some wood. As long as you're not relying on it to hit a ferro rod, you're gonna be just fine, and I think it's gonna handle most tasks that you throw at it. It's an awesome knife, beefy knife, and definitely love this. So that's a real quick look at the SE6 in the Venom Green, and my only complaint is the spine of the knife is not sharp enough to hit a ferro rod. I think any camping, bushcrafting type knife should just standardly have a 90-degree spine or somewhere aside from the blade on a knife to hit a ferro rod, assuming the user wants to use that option. I don't mind adding a scraper to any of the blades that I don't want to use on a ferro rod, because I'm not particularly one to want to mar up the steel on my knives. I'd rather carry an additional scraper or something to create that spark versus my knife. The company guarantees their products and stands behind their customer service, and I think that's awesome. At this current time, the knife is going for $130 on Amazon, and I'll be sure to link everything in the video description box below in case you guys decide to want to pick up one of these knives. All right, that's it. I appreciate a thumbs up if you guys like the video. It helps the channel out. Subscribe if you're new to it, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, take care. Bye.